everyone, it's Katie back again for another video. In today's video, I thought I'd do a more cozy video. I have my cup of coffee right here. I got my latte. There is a fire burning in the background. I don't even know if you can see it. Am I basic yet? I have a what is it called? Campsite coffee candle. Oh my god, so much alliteration right now. And I thought I'd just sit down and give you guys a little college update and talk about my college experience for my first semester of freshman year. That's a big one. I have like a list of like topics that I'm going to talk about, and I'm just going to give you my like honest opinion about college. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Right now until the end of January, I post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So definitely subscribe. I just hit 450 subscribers and I'm like so happy. So yeah, let's go. Please ignore my hair. So if you don't know, I go to Marist College in Poughkeepsie, New York, and I'm a fashion merchandising major. So yeah, I'm going to talk about like all that, so don't you worry. I'm just going to flat out say it. Overall, my first semester was very hard. It was very challenging, and people, I'll get into this later, but people make it seem like college is just like brand new thing and it's so easy and everything's amazing, but that's really like not the case. So I'm going to start with like my classes and my major and all that. I am a fashion merchandising major, and I have a concentration in fashion promotion. So at Marist, in the fashion merchandising major, there's 3 concentrations: business concentration, product development concentration, and then fashion promotion. And fashion promotion is more of like the event planning and the fashion shows and like the advertising and that sort of thing. That's my concentration. And then I'm also minoring in French. So the classes that I took this semester are my first year seminar, which at Marist you have to take a first year seminar, and I'm also in the honors program at Marist, so I had to take like an first year honors seminar, which was the Painter of Modern Life, and it was basically like an art history class on Manet in France in the 19th century. That was probably my least favorite class, not gonna lie. It's also the most work because first year seminars are 4 credits when usually classes are 3 credits, so it was the most work. It was a really stressful class, but I'm done with it, so that's good. I also took a fashion class, which was Fashion and Commerce and Culture. It's basically like the intro to fashion class. I took Intermediate French 1, and then next semester I'm taking Intermediate French 2. Oh, my history class for my history core was the Black Freedom Struggle, which I think was my favorite class. I loved the information in that class. I learned a lot. That's the thing about college that I love. You actually learn about things that are interesting and that you're interested in, and so I'm really passionate about my history class, so I really liked that. Like the actual class was kind of boring, but like the information that I learned I really liked and was really interesting to me. And then the 5th class I took was English, which was my American Literature 2 class for like my English core. And then next semester, like I said, I'm taking Intermediate French 2. My fashion class I'm taking is Textiles, which is definitely I think going to be the hardest fashion class that I take. It's very like tedious information. I'm taking Philosophy, which I'm also really not excited for. I'm taking Statistics, which I'm really not excited for. Oh, I'm taking Intro to Com. So yeah, those are my classes. I asked my friends for some like topics to talk about. Hey Tina. She said to talk about if it was like harder and easier than you expected. I went to like a private high school, and they were very like, it was a lot of work, and it was like pretty hard material, and I took a lot of AP classes, so I don't think the work is harder. It's just a lot more, and it's a different kind of work. So like the big difference in like classes between high school and college is that in high school you have homeworks and quizzes and everything to boost your grade up, but in college it's usually just like tests, essays, presentations, and those are like your grades. So if you don't do good at some of those, your grade can go down really fast. So like you don't have these little assignments to boost up your grade. So definitely don't take that for granted in high school. And there are definitely more presentations in college. Teachers love essays. The essays in high school were more straightforward, I guess. Like they were either history essays or like English essays. It's a different type of work. It's not necessarily harder, it's just different, and it's more, and you have to learn to like balance your time. Finals, oh my god, finals week was horrible. It was horrible. Just like the week in general, not necessarily all the work, although I don't know why, but this finals week I couldn't think, and I couldn't sit down and think. I got lucky because, well, sort of lucky, even though I was like one of the last people at school. I had like a final every day, and then one of my finals was an essay, so I had like 4 sit down finals and then 1 essay for my history class, but people had like 2 finals a day, and so I'm glad that I had like 1 every day. I got lucky in that way. Getting myself to study for them was hard. Not necessarily the finals, like I think I did pretty well in most of them. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about like life, and I have a bunch of like subtopics, like a lot of them to talk about. So first one is community bathrooms. I know, oh my god, going to college I was like, I'm not looking forward to this, honey. I'm not gonna lie, that they can be gross. They really can be gross. Honestly, they are like gross. Obviously I'd prefer like my bathrooms at home, but it's not horrible, and you get used to it. Showering, you get used to it. And honestly, people are scared like I'm gonna be waiting for the shower and everything. You're not. I will tell you that right away. You are not gonna be waiting for the shower. I've never had to wait to take a shower besides like the first day when everyone wanted to shower at the same time, because everyone showers at a completely different time. And honestly, most of the time when I shower, no one else is showering. Shower shoes, please. Please wear shower shoes. Dining hall. dining hall. You go into college, people always tell you the dining hall is gross, but you don't always believe it, because when I at least went into college, I'm like, there's so many options. It's so amazing. They have cupcakes and pizza. And like, I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. After the first week, I was like, no, I'm done. Like, I'm literally done with the dining hall. This is not, it's horrible, you guys. And the food like isn't great, but the worst part is there's not enough options. So I am a person who gets bored of food so easily. And if I have it a couple days in a row, like I can't eat it anymore. So that's a really big struggle, because there's nothing that I ever want to eat at the dining hall, if that makes sense. Yeah, dining hall is probably one of my least favorite things about college, to be honest. If you don't really get tired of food, it probably is a little better for you. But laundry, I hate doing laundry. Doing laundry is annoying because you have to go up and down, up and down. Even if you're taking the elevator, it's annoying because oftentimes in my dorm hall, like the elevators are broken. But it's just something, once again, you have to get used to, and it just is, it's life. So yeah, now I'm just gonna address like living with someone else. This is something I was definitely kind of worried about, because I'm someone who really needs my alone time. And so I was like, if I live with someone else, like that's not gonna be a thing for me. And that definitely was a little bit of a struggle, but my roommate ended up being like really good about that sort of thing, and like being willing to give me alone time, which is like amazing. I'm just gonna be honest, like not everyone meshes with a roommate. Like not everyone likes a roommate, and that's okay. Me and my roommate got pretty lucky because we kind of have similar, like the way we like to live. Like we're pretty clean, and like we go to bed like around the same time, I guess. Living with someone else is hard, but you get used to it. And it's awesome because you get like, because you're living with this person, you get closer to them just by living with them. But that's in my case. Like I ended up getting like really lucky, but other people, they don't really get so lucky. You will have concerns about living with someone else. You're like, what if this and this and this? And so did I. Once again, it's just something you have to get used to, and it's gonna take a little time, but you just have to get used to it. Then clubs, definitely join clubs. Maris has a lot of clubs. I am in 2 clubs right now. I'm in Maris Fashion Inc., which is the fashion club, and then I'm in NRFSA, which is the National Retail Student Association. Clubs are like not this huge thing that you have to like, it's not gonna take up too much of your time. Clubs meet once a month at like 9:30 at night when you don't have classes. You have to get priority points at Maris, so you have to go to like events and then like community service opportunities by the club, but those honestly are fun, and I really enjoy going to those, especially fashion events. Definitely join clubs. They have clubs for literally everything, everyone. I really enjoy fashion club. It's really fun. Now I'm going to talk about being around people all the time. I once again am someone who needs my alone time, and in college you're like stuck in this place around people all of the time, and that can get really overwhelming. And like the first like couple months I like isolated myself a lot, and then I had trouble making friends. Then I kind of put myself out there a little more, and then I started getting closer with people. Like being around people all the time, it can be hard. And definitely by finals week, everyone was like so done. Everyone was ready to go home, because you're just like cooped up in this place, and you have to be like around people all the time, like whether you like it or not. And it does get hard, but some people thrive in those situations too. Some of my friends, they like need to be around people 24/7. It just all depends on your personality, but it will also really be fun, and it's a really good thing to be around people, because you meet so many different people that you've like never met before in your life. And it's really awesome. That's another thing I really like about college. There are people from like all over the like world, and it's really awesome. And then you don't like judge people, because everyone is just so different and they have their own personality, and it's awesome. People always ask like YouTubers and stuff, like how do you balance life and work and social life and YouTube and all this stuff? Okay, I'm gonna start with balancing social life is not hard. I really genuinely don't think it's hard, because you're always around people and you always find time to be with people. So like whether it's after you finish your homework at night, you like watch a movie with them. Everyone sits out in the lounge, like 2 floors have a lounge, and everyone sits on the lounge and they do their homework, but you're around people. So it's like those things. You're always surrounded by people, and there will always be people to hang out with. So I don't think balancing social life and work is hard. I do, in my case, think balancing YouTube and college was really hard, because I didn't really have much time, because there's so much work. Like you have to be doing work. Like it's not like high school where you go to school and then you have the afternoon to do all your homework. It's not like that. You have to find different times during the day to do work, like in between classes. There would always be work that I could be doing, so I use like every moment I could to like either do work or like relax. And YouTube was something that really made me happy. It really makes me happy just like filming right now. And so then when I started missing YouTube days, which I never had before, I got like really sad, because YouTube made me so happy, and like I wanted to post, I just didn't have the time, and then I wasn't motivated. Even posting once a week is hard. There's that. Also work. I had a job for like a month and I quit because it really was causing me a lot of stress. Don't know why, but I worked at like the Maris polling center. Shifts were crazy long. Like they went from either like 5 to 10, 5 to 11, 5 to midnight at night. And although it's good, it's only once a week, so you just get all the hours out of the way. It was so long and so boring. Yeah, so I just sat there calling, and I just dreaded going every time. So I stopped. Because I'm just a weakling. Yeah, there are definitely jobs around campus. Like Marist Poll like pretty much accepts everyone. Same with like Phonathon. Definitely on your college campus you can find something, or if you go to Marist you can find something too. The last thing I want to talk about in the life category is finding friends. Me and my roommate are like good and we're friends and like I love her, but we're like opposites. People have to be close to the roommate so fast, and although we did get close, we're still so opposite. It's hard to explain. I don't know. I struggled finding friends. I think it just took me a while to get out of my shell and actually like make the steps to try to like get closer with people, because I'm someone who's very isolated and it takes me a really long time to open up to people, and it was my own fault. But then I started getting sad, like no one likes me, I don't have any friends, because also I felt like I didn't meet the right people, and like they weren't people that I super vibe with. But then once I started like coming out of my shell, I started like appreciating people more and like finding more in common, and like I don't know, just like making jokes with them, and it just like it gets easier. It's so annoying, like social media perception. The hardest part was I was like, I don't have friends, like I'm not finding friends, and then it seemed like through social media that everyone was like best friends with their roommate, and they already found their best friends and they were going out and they were having fun. Like all my friends were just posting constantly with their roommates, and I was like, everyone, or like with their friends, and there's a new group of friends, and I'm like, why does everyone have all these new friends and then I can't find them? Like, trust me, like their social media perception is not always true. People will literally post like best friends roomie and all this stuff. They're not actually having the time of their life. Like they're actually like fighting. Finding friends will be a struggle, and people are it's gonna make it seem like everyone found friends so fast, but I bet you by next semester the same people won't be friends anymore and they will find their real friends. It's definitely harder than people perceive it to be. So if you have trouble with that, like don't feel like you're alone. And I know it's hard to not feel like you're alone, but trust me, you're not, because me and my friend would talk about this. We had the same problem, and like I'm sure a bunch of you have too, so it's okay. You'll find friends. I really like just like being independent and like being out in the world and like working towards my future and like doing things that I actually love. Like I've talked about this before in like my exciting college video or whatever. I think people before would be like, fashion, I don't know where that came from, like what, they had never really heard of it, and they were kind of like, that's like a superficial thing to do. But then like when I got my fashion class, I was like, okay, yeah, like I loved it and it was awesome. It's okay not to know like immediately. There's so many people, so many of my friends who still like are undecided or are switching their majors. Yeah, I love just being independent, and then internships are gonna happen, and like you're in clubs and you're deciding what you want to do, and you're like making your own future and doing what you want to do, and I think that's really awesome. I know that sounds like all cliche and stupid, but like it is really awesome. The first week is just a lot. Like it's everything at you at once, especially Marist. Like no shade, no hate, no tea, but Marist, you got there and then you had that day, you got there on Saturday morning. Okay, that whole day had events, all Sunday had events, and then classes were on Monday, and it was really fast. And so that was just like a lot. Like I was so exhausted, and it's everything so new. And I definitely think that first semester freshman year was super hard, but I know that like the following years won't be as bad, and I have to remember that. So remember that. I think that's about it. I think that's all I need to talk about, right? Yes, that was my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any other questions about college, feel free to like leave them below, or like DM me. My Twitter, Instagram is down below. If you have any specific questions about Marist, I have like a bunch of college weeks in my life. I have a whole college playlist actually, so I'll put it in the cards up here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to my channel, please, and thank you, and I will see you guys later. Peace. You know